I think what's so special about what's going on out here with Clayton, dude, is just so special in a sense of, like, this is the at-home feel, right? Like, we don't have the big stadium, we don't have the big lights, and we really embrace that. Like, as you can kind of see, you know, everything will kind of fill in, it'll take care of itself. Another goosebumps moment here, but like, this is what we grew up doing. This is where baseball was so pure. You know, out here on the rec league field, it's not about all the big bright lights and all the big fans, and you know, that stuff is awesome as it comes, but the beautiful part about what we're doing here, man, is it gives these guys at 20, 21 years old a chance to just feel like, you know, they're 8 years old out here again. And, you know, it's the energy out here that we've created is like, you know, mom's feeding the Gatorade over the fence, man. Dudes are just out here enjoying it, just living it.
For those who aren't familiar with the Clover story, this was built from scratch. This was an idea that Lewis had to build a collegiate summer league baseball team. What that entailed was not only working out all the logistics of starting a team, not only finding a league to play in, but also finding a facility to play in. So Lewis started it from scratch, which included going to the city of Clayton and pitching the idea of using that stadium. So Jeff Musgrove, co-founder of Wasabi Sports and Wasabi Sports Management. Without a doubt, the Clayton Clovers matched our model and what we were looking for in investment head and shoulders above any of the other opportunities. It was literally an operation that was being run by Lewis, the owner, almost as a one-man show.
I thought I recognized that truck. I said, I thought I recognized that truck for a minute. It's my neighbor.
Turn right toward Glen Laurel Road, then turn right onto Glen Laurel Road.
I've lived here for 3 years. I still GPS just about everything. Some people say it's a bad thing, man, but it's everything grows, everything changes. So, you know, it's the same thing with college summer baseball we've seen. It's evolved. You know, it's everything, man, with the game is continuously changing. You got to adapt, you got to go with it. So, still looking to make a name for ourselves as we grow in from a big town to a city, and, you know, it's making our mark.
Initial idea, working with Lewis and his team and kind of just see what they've been able to build just over the last few seasons, to hear this as kind of the next step. I mean, that's kind of the Clayton story also, right? You know, we've been kind of on our come up, and now we've been making these leaps the last few years with our growth and kind of all the different elements that we've been able to bring to the community. And this is one that we're excited to build off of.
The thing that's so great about this situation in Clayton is when we go in to make an investment on the sports side with a team, we don't buy 100% of the team. We don't want to buy 100% of the team. We make it a condition of any deal we do that there is local ownership on the ground, because that's the only way it works.
The trend of everything in Clayton continuing to grow, it's going to be something really special here, you know, to be able to look back on it, where we came from, and East Clayton Community Park with no seats to what the field's going to look like long term. It's just a really exciting concept. So we just appreciate everything you guys have helped build in the early stages, and, you know, really excited to continue to build it down the road.
Well, like I said, it's been a partnership since we started. We're looking forward to continue with new partners as well. You know, our community seems to be receiving it very well. Doesn't hurt that you're winning, right?
That helps.
So
That helps.
if there's one thing you can do for us, just make sure you keep winning.
Okay. That's what you take that.
That's done.
But we've got that going for us.
I've seen a huge change in this town as far as growth in our residential population, the businesses that have come to Clayton. They want to be here because naturally that's where the people are. But one of the things I love about the fact that even though we're growing in numbers, we still have that small town community feel. And that's one of the things I love about the town of Clayton.
There's so much, continued growth and opportunity and things here that you just can really see how this starts, continues to grow. The community grows together. I think the growth and continued, connections even we're making from our downtown and our neighborhoods out to East Clayton, the community park and the things that, are in the hopper, like having that part of that connective tissue and building that community around there. I think it's really exciting.
A real big target of mine every time we come into a community is figuring out how to set up some type of fund or foundation where we actually go out and do standalone fundraising events outside of anything we do at the game and figure out how to raise that money and then distribute it within the community. So just so you guys know, that'll be another thing that I'll be trying to work with whoever I can on as quickly as possible, because, to us, it's just important to be a part of that community, meaning making a direct impact in the nonprofits that are serving the community. So just know that that's going to be another big focus for us.
Well, we appreciate that. Clovers have been a big part of our community here the last few years, so to continue that, build off of that, certainly Patrick, myself, we've got a few others that we can connect you with as well to kind of help move that along.
People who live here want to give back. They have a huge servant heart mentality, and that's very apparent. I've had many people say, you can just feel it here. People want to give back. They're involved. They want to volunteer. They want to support sports teams or anything that's happening in the community. They feel like they really want to be a part of it, and we provide lots of opportunities.
We're really excited about having Wasabi, TK, Jeff, the whole team here. It's very, very fortunate that we found who we did. Very excited for where we're going. I'll tell you, I've used the phrase to Jeff. It's, he asked me if this is something that do you really want to be a part of this? Is this something you really want to do? And I told him, I said, man, you building a rocket ship, you don't ask. You make sure you get a seat, and I really feel like that's what we're doing here with Clayton Clovers, and now, under the Wasabi umbrella, is we're really trying to take this experience, player experience, fan experience, community experience to an elite level.
Anytime you purchase anything, there's an element of risk. I think when you talk about purchasing a sports team, there's a little bit more risk. And the risk mostly centers, I would say, around what I like to talk about, which is things outside of your control, right? Which can be the economy, right? We're asking people to spend money on a source of entertainment, which is subject to the economy and how people feel about the economy and how people feel about spending money. So, there's always a risk that you buy a team, the economy doesn't help you, or you buy a team in a city that is not necessarily growing. So I'd say that's your biggest risk, right? Is that 1, 2, 3 seasons in, instead of the trajectory going up, you're seeing it going down. So I think that's one. For us, I would say another risk is the partners we pick. I could sit here and explain to you how great the model is, that we don't ever own 100% of the team and we're always going to have local partners. And I'm going to tell you, anytime you bring in a partner, it's an element of risk. So for us, when we're looking at a team, the level of due diligence we do, not only on the team, but the city and our potential business partners.
It's definitely been a little bit of a roller coaster, right? But there's beauty in the struggle for us. So never in a million years did I imagine we'd be hunting, a business partner after 2 years, but we created such a special thing getting this thing going. Caleb and I, Landry, Chris, my coaching staff, everybody that's really been involved from the ground up has just done such a tremendous job. And there was a point, where it all transitioned, where it maybe felt like the wind may have kind of been taken out of our sails. And all this stuff that we've worked so hard to cultivate might be shaken up, and bringing in Wasabi, such a scary thing to do, like incredibly scary to do, but there was no other option.
So when I think about in this third year, of the Clovers, everything that Lewis has had to do to even make this a possibility, much less to grow it into what it is today, and then be able to work with a partner like us, that was a tremendous amount of risk and adversity overcoming on his side. And quite frankly, there's nobody else you'd want to partner with than the person who has been so committed. And listen, I call myself a passionate person. I will tell you, Lewis is as passionate as I've ever seen about baseball, about Collegiate Summer League, about building kids, and about being part of the community.
Louis.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? Doing all right?
Hey, man.
Hey, Jeff, nice to meet you.
Murray Poole, nice to meet
Murray,
you.
thanks for having us over here, man.
Glad you can make it.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Well, come on, let me show you the place.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Holy cow.
You got the lobby area.
Clover.
Yeah, you got a couple clovers
Couple
up there on the
Clovers,
wall.
actually.
Oh, here we
Daniel's
go.
a Clover this year.
There we
Levake.
go.
Dunlap, Levake, starting catcher for us last year.
Yeah, in here, this is our pro shop. We specialize in bats you can't find. Like I said, not being arrogant, it's the best bat collection in the world, literally. So,
All right, I have to ask, what does DPC stand for?
it's actually on the wall when you pass by.
Did I? Really?
Discipline,
Miss it?
persistence, and compete.
Look at that. How did I miss that?
Funny fact though, my wife's name is Danielle, my oldest is Preston, and my youngest is Connor. So that's how I came up with the actual initials. But
There's a tidbit
I don't even know if
right
Louis
there.
ever knew that.
Nah, I did.
There's
That's
a
cool, though.
tidbit
That's
right
really
there.
cool.
So that's how it came up. I love the Clayton Clovers. What Louis has been able to do, especially in a 2-year time, is take nothing and build it into something. And it's not just winning baseball games or playing in the summer, but he created a culture. He did it very quickly by getting local guys and having a place to train. And I have a deep respect for Louis and what he does in the Clayton Clovers because it represents a lot of what we did here. So obviously it was a perfect marriage for him and his players to come in here and train and use the place. And his head coach is one of my coaches. So it's kind of a good fit. But I think they do a lot of great things for the community. And it's fun baseball.
So for the kids who are playing for the Clovers that come in from out of town, this is like another whole
Telling
world
you,
for
they
them.
live here.
They live here.
It's a whole resource for them here, right?
Yeah,
So it's another thing you offer as part of being a part of the Clovers, right? Is you have this opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have full access to the place. So last summer when they were playing, they would work out here when they didn't go to practice, or they just come here and lift weights, come here and get their swings. They can use the wrap setter if they were pitching.
Yeah.
Hack attack.
Yeah, it's a big piece I was telling you, like with our player experiences. I don't think so many people realize the benefit, like the summer ball grind of BP on the field at 5 o'clock when it's 110 degrees out there. Like this place has got the breeze flowing, the fans, our guys are here in the morning getting their reps in. They show up ready to go. Like it's only, taking care of their bodies a little bit more, but like these guys are not burnt out in the heat, summer heat. This facility here gives our guys a chance to do all the things that they need to do at the field, but in a little better comfort situation. After you play 45 freaking games in 2 months, it wears you down. So it's awesome to have,
Well, the other good part is in the summertime, it's not just Clover guys or
Right.
high school
Well, that
guys,
would
other
be it,
college
right,
guys.
yeah.
Everybody's
Oh, yeah,
interacting.
yeah.
So I know your guys last year, they would come in here and they'd throw live BP and guys would get cuts. So
Well, that's true too.
Yep.
I've watched little kids come in here who are hitting and there'd be a Clovers player and be like, oh, that's Alex Levake of the Clovers. He's the catcher at Clovers. Oh gosh. And we all know what it was like to be that kid one time and looking up at, oh, he plays on this team. Oh, he's doing this. And it's good for those guys who are playing baseball to be able to interact with kids in the community as a role model, but also for adults who have seen them and been able to watch them and continue to watch them even while they're in college and not just in high school. So it's been fun.
I came into the Clovers first game. Wife and I came in as fans. I grew up in Clayton, heard about it, saw it was going to be a lot of fun, and became so into it that I told Lou, like, you need me for anything. I've got a background a little bit in social media, a little bit of marketing, or just video, photos, whatever you kind of need from me. And he kind of just said, you do whatever you feel you want to do. Here's some people we're going to work with, and feel free to just kind of take the reins. And now that's turned into me going to league meetings and going to learn about the bylaws and stuff as an assistant GM. I mean, I can speak for a lot of Clayton where I say, you come in as a fan and then you quickly realize that it's a really great community, a great family, a great baseball team. A little biased to that, but it really brings everybody out together. So
What it means for the kids that are playing, right? This is truly a showcase opportunity for them.
it really is. And you come to a game and you'll see the youth, a lot of the youth kind of players that come around, and they have a lot of fun. That's direct ties to the community. I played Clayton Civitan baseball. I remember being a kid out there. It was a lot of fun. And now we see some of these kids. I've got videos of one guy, Davey Morgan, who's like playing, like, he's got his glove and he's like resizing and showing the different size to the kid. It's one of the best memories I have. And kids laughing and having a good time. And we're all just kind of just there to make sure that the kids have a good time and bring the community together.
Not only are we looking to win, we're looking to get those guys better. We're looking to build confidence. We're looking to send them back in August as a completely different guy. You know, it's almost just
I
a
think
new
that's like
ballgame.
the big thing that we try to do is like get them where they want to go in a more relaxed environment.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
so you got guys that come in that great in high school, get to college, they feel pressured, don't play great. It's like, hey, I know you didn't throw this year, but we're putting you in the ninth inning. And it's a 5-3 ball game the second week of the year, and we're going to figure out, you're going to figure out yourself.
2024 will be our second year with the Old North State League. Old North State League's been around now for a while. Before, funny story, playing collegiate summer baseball back in 2016, assistant coach Chris Power and I played against a team called the Deep River Mud Dogs. And that's where the Old North State League started. They dropped out of the Carolina Virginia League and launched their own league. 4 teams, very small scale, family owned, operated, had to start from somewhere, right? So that's the Old North State League that a lot of people heard of coming out. Kind of incubated it for a few years. They kept growing, doing their own thing, and then really caught our attention, my attention in about 2019, when I'm coaching at the Fuquay Twins in Bunn High School, and I noticed like this thing's steamrolling, man. It's starting to get some serious traction. The proof of concept is definitely there. And Old North State League has now evolved into a 20+ team league. Here we are going into year 2, and we couldn't be more happy about it. And league president Alec Allred is a tremendous guy, awesome resource for our business, what we're doing to grow the game of baseball. And as we met last night, Eric Sabrizi, commissioner right here in Clayton, and grew up here playing at Clayton High School. It's just such a cool concept to have, the league commissioner that's that tied to our backyard.
Yeah, I mean, with us living 15 minutes down the road, it's nice to just be able to bring the kids to a game. I was telling him, my son talks about it constantly, about his experience at the games and being able to run out. He did the little run around thing with the Clover and try to beat him around the bases. And, it's great. It's great.
It's our biggest fan, dude. So first game they came to, he was like, I guess I got to come back, man. They loved it. So
yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
I can't say enough about where they stand on what we do. For everything is player experience driven. Everything is driven around fan experience. We put the game of baseball, the fans, the parents, the players before a lot in the Old North State League. So I think that speaks volumes. It's why the culture we've created is so easy to cultivate and continue to have. But Old North State League does a really good job of ensuring that all teams fire away on making sure we protect that.
All right, here's a quick toast to the new version
Coca-Cola.
There
we go.
2024.
Success this year is a deeper involvement in the community. More people know the Clovers. More people are coming to games. More people are talking about the Clovers. And then the last piece is that we can really start to put together a plan to give back to the community through our fundraising efforts.
Very, very happy with the beauty and the struggle of what we've gone through of evolving. Are we out of it? Absolutely not, right? It's a business, it's a baseball experience. It's gonna continue to evolve, and we're gonna have more speed bumps on the way, but we're ready for it. We're ready to create that awesome experience, and we're ready to deliver.
We have the brain trust of the Clovers for you guys tonight.
This year, I think Louis has done a heck of a job just assembling a roster around everything that we have.
2 guys coming in from Hong Kong. We love grabbing these kids from, all over the place and providing an awesome experience in Clayton.
Trust the process of what we're doing. I think being player first is major for us. But really with it, we have a point to prove this year.
We coined the phrase, everybody wants to be a Clover. It's a real thing, and we want to make sure we continue that energy going.